At least tastes...
Or us.
Probably weird.
Guten Tag. Willkommen zu October. Use coupon code October14 and save 15% on everything at awesomedrinks.com. Und jetzt?
Drop your pants and then pick up your pants because you just dropped them, and that's just weird.
You can't do that in public.
No. If you're doing it in private, pull them up and wait till I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
I'm seeing it, and it's kind of gross.
We're staring right at it right now.
Unless you're a girl.
Inappropriate.
Then it's kind of hot. Right? Because we're guys.
And then we wish we could see it.
For real. And that's when I start getting weird emails.
Yeah, that's a whole other show. That's where the real revenue is.
This is one of the reasons I had to change my Facebook stuff, because I kept getting weird text messages from people. I took my phone number. You can put your phone number in your...
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know they would share that with friends. I can understand why they'd share it with friends, because it's useful sometimes when I call somebody. But
you gotta select who your friends are that you want to share.
Select your friends better. That's the moral of the story.
What?
What the hell just happened right there? We couldn't have done that if we would have timed it. Whoa! Evil! Yeah. Speaking of evil!
I think we've hung out too long. We've known each other too long. Let's make a cocktail. All right. So we got an ounce of Sambuca.
So we're using black Sambuca because Ian couldn't
find the clear Sambuca. I know it's right here somewhere.
I found it, but I didn't bother because, I haven't used black Sambuca in forever. And really, this cocktail has Jaeger, so I think that's still related.
Okay.
So
ounce of Sambuca, ounce of Goldschläger, ounce of Rumple, ounce of Jaeger, half ounce of Grenadine, shake and strain, and proceed to burn your face hole off.
This is going to be strong.
Guess what I got in stock after 1 year of waiting?
1 year? Oh, look at that thing.
I got the Knuckle jiggers bag. Nice. I ordered these and they said, oh, it's Chinese Christmas. I know. Chinese New Year. So they couldn't make them in time. And then I kept asking them. And then they...
and they're like, now it's our New Year.
I don't know. They just like, oh, we don't have... I'm sorry about that.
Oh, wait, now it's our Independence Day.
See, these are the Zebra Knuckle jiggers.
So basically they were like, fuck you, we don't like you yet.
That's what they were like. You haven't used this yet, I could tell, because it's...
Because I would be.
Why is this not Goldschläger? You have to use Rumple and Goldschläger?
Yes.
Jesus, what?
This is gonna be...
I already poured the Goldschläger, that's why that's not Goldschläger.
And it's not Goldschläger.
I've got a Knuckle jigger. I'm helping out. While you're doing that, I'm doing this.
Okay.
On his knuckle.
On his knuckle.
Even.
On my knuckle.
You're a knucklehead jigger.
Yep. So this... Let me review this. Now, so George submitted this recipe, said this is what they drink at the U.S. Navy. Like, I'm guessing when they're out on leave or whatever Navy does, they go on leave, right? That's,
yeah,
that's a thing.
When they're trying to haze people.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Well, sometimes I think in the military people want to think they're badass because, I mean, they are
drink stuff that they don't want to drink.
Right. I can't imagine anybody ever wanting to drink this. It's called the Deadly Venom.
Ice me, bitch.
and part of that...
Hey, it looks like it wasn't even... Oh, there it
is. Is to make a drink.
I'm like, you didn't even use this thing.
I did. But you just... Stick it in your eye to prove it.
He stuck his finger in all of them.
I stick my finger in them, they're all dry. And then I found the wet hole, and I can see it to lick my finger.
Because that's what you do when you find a wet hole.
Never poke the dry hole. Don't poke the dry hole!
We are going in there, we need ice. No ice. Shake, strain, drink.
We always need ice.
In a drink like this, we're gonna need lots of ice.
Even if it's horrible, you need ice.
Lots and lots of ice.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Goldschläger is peppermint, right?
Yeah.
No, cinnamon.
Rumple is peppermint.
Rumple is peppermint. Jagermeister is everything that's not any of those two.
It's herbal.
And Sambuca is star anise, fennel, black licorice. Grenadine is probably the only thing here to curb the destruction to your face. This looks like it's purple.
Deadly Venom. It looks brown.
Well, it's the red and the blacks all working together.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't even get to his taste buds. He's like, this child's dying.
No, I know what this... No, it has... I'm going to tell you right now. You take a sip and tell me that doesn't taste like a Good and Plenty.
Ooh.
Just like a Good and Plenty. A little bit more minty.
Yeah, more minty thing. But
it's like
Good and Plenty's not minty.
No, it's a Good and Plenty if you had Big Red Chew in your mouth.
I like Good and Plenties.
I do too. But it's got the sweet and the bright, like
star
candy,
anise.
Flavor, and then that star anise that kind of coats your mouth with the syrupiness. It's not as badass as I thought it was going to be.
No, I would think that somebody in the military who want to be tough would drink something different than that.
Yeah, it's kind of
I mean, Rumple Minze is strong.
Look at that.
That's a strong mint drink.
Color.
What do we get for alcohol content? 35% on that. Sambuca is 40. Goldschläger is probably close to 40.
Probably 35.
43 and a half.
Oh yeah. I
This
think I
is
had
higher
this
than
debate with
40.
somebody last week.
This is 50% alcohol. So this is a stronger than average,
It's got a lot of alcohol,
Drink.
but it
This is
doesn't really
dangerous.
taste like alcohol.
but it's sweet,
It tastes like Good and Plenty.
which makes it even more dangerous.
You want a question of the day?
Question is
I
up.
love a question is up.
It's only certain people can answer this.
Only
but
certain people. The rest of you guys, we'll get you
Bugger
something
off.
else.
What's your job in the military?
What's your job in the military?
My job in the military was to be a dependent. My dad was in the military.
I was
My
thinking
dad
of
was in the military too.
I was thinking of having a week where all the military people sent us a recipe that they would, it would just be military week, and only submissions come from people in the military.
I like that.
Military appreciation.
We should
Military
totally do that.
Appreciation Week. And then they have to have like some sort of little blurb about like what they do and maybe
Military thank you.
like
Serve an action.
something
And what's the
about
significance
that.
of the drink, maybe, as far as their service goes?
Yeah,
Maybe it's a
if you
drink.
have that.
A drink they drank when they could get away from barracks when they were first stationed somewhere,
Yeah,
or
or
maybe
they're-
it's a drink that they're tight knit group
Shows
of
their
friends. Or,
manliness.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Bartender reworded it, so you can say, if you're in the military, what's your job? If you're not in the military, what's your job?
if you're in the military, what's your job? If you're not in the military, what's your job? So,
basically-
what's your job?
Yeah.
What's your job?
If I just
But if you say I'm in the Navy, have a little more detail.
Yeah. My job is Navy. No, that's
Are
not
you
a
in the
job.
JAG Corps? Are you
yeah.
a fireman? Are you a seaman? What do you do?
If you're a seaman, you
Easy
do that on
now.
purpose.
My dad was a damage control master chief, so he put fires out on ships.
My
That's how he got
grandfather-
his
Really?
job. Yeah,
Oh,
My
scary stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. My grandfather was an engineer in World War II. He was
Okay.
German, but he's German, like we're
Yeah,
German
right.
heritage, but he was in the U.S.
hence
side.
the last name.
Sure,
Hence,
yeah.
yeah.
And he had to dig. I didn't know this, but you have to. I know now, but as a kid, I always thought it meant you just you fixed things.
An engineer? No.
It makes it sounds right?
Not in the army.
But not in the army. You do the stuff nobody else wants to do, and you do it before they get there.
Well, there's the difference between an engineer and the Army Corps of Engineers. There's a difference.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was the one who had to build bridges so tanks could get over it while people are shooting at you. That's just messed up. And it's World War II. They didn't have a lot of technology, so when they shoot you, it hurt a lot, and your body parts fall off, and they just,
Hence the high
Put your hand on
counts
it.
in those early wars. Yeah.
I'm bleeding everywhere. Just
Plug it up.
plug it up and move on. Throw some mud on
Put a
there.
belt on it.
Yeah.
Cinch
Like,
it,
It's
you're
not going
good.
to clot if you just stare at it.
Exactly.
Duh.
So, so if you want, send, and then I can figure out if we get enough recipes for it. If you submit your recipes and your recipe name in the subject or whatever, put parentheses what do we call it?
Military.
Week or
Appreciation.
Military Appreciation Week in parentheses, and then after you put in your recipe ingredients and mixing and shake, strain,
If you
and
can't
garnish.
spell appreciation, military good.
I can't spell appreciation.
You can't spell it.
If you can't, I have two P's. I don't even know if appreciation is.
Well,
two
it
P's.
has an E in there also.
Where?
It's supposed to.
Oh yeah, that's so the I. Mine says I spelled it phonetically.
You spell it
App.
appreciation.
Yeah, it's spelled in French.
You're making your fans sound
It doesn't
prissy.
have a little squiggly red
No,
underline to
it's
tell
just-
Derrick that it's wrong.
Right, I can't right click and fix.
It's in red, so.
So you could just put under there your where you stationed or what you did, and if you started
What your
watching
rank
us
is?
on the show, that's
That'd be
cool. Yeah,
interesting,
what's your
yeah.
rank? I don't know anything about what our fans have for ranks in any military. I know we have a lot of fans in the military.
Enlisted and officer ranks in I think all
Right.
branches, so it goes up to from E1.
Peon to.
E1 to E9 enlisted, and then 01 to 09, I think.
I can look it up to figure out what it all means at the end.
I wikied it once. Speaking of appreciation, this fan appreciation
Fan
month,
Appreciation Month, November. Send your
Yeah.
crap in. I mean, if you want your cocktail to be done,
it
guaranteed.
doesn't have to be crap, it can be interesting. Send your interesting stuff.
Right. Yeah. I don't want any pictures of feces. You
No.
want to send.
And definitely no feces in the mail.
Right.
Because that's a company. You know about this, right?
Huh?
I can't remember the name of the company, but if you want to piss somebody off or someone pissed you off, you can have different types of animal poop sent to their door packaged up with a card
Seriously?
inside.
That's pretty cheap.
And it's funny. Isn't it? You can get elephant dung, and there's a card buried in the dung, and they get the card, and on the front it says from, and on the back they got to dig through to get it, and it says we'll never tell. So they never know who sent them poop in the mail. It's great.
Anyway, I just messed up. What you want to do
Just
is
send
don't
Sorry
do
about that aside.
don't do any of that. You
No.
just want to send an email.
Email's
That way, you don't have to do that. And you can put your description of where you found us, why you watched us, what we've done to change your life, yada yada, all that stuff. And
Preferably
then
for
we'll
the
read
better.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be nice. Then we'll read it. We help you get a job someplace. We'll read it on the show. We'll give you the mad props. And if you want your recipe
Mad props.
guaranteed to be done that month, you can donate $30 to the show, everydaydrinkers.com/donate, or there's probably an eye hiding in the corner if you mouse over. You can click there and you can donate the $30 there. Whatever works for you, I'll know.
And speaking of donations, you can also go to www.patreon.com/CMC to donate if you'd like to. To help fund the show.
Right.
It's not always cheap to buy alcohols that he doesn't have to do drinks that you want to see. So
I can't say anything better than that, so we're done.
yeah, good.
everydaydrinkers.com.
Well done.
AwesomeDrinks.com. This is a
Glasses?
wide old-fashioned. That's just a plain glass that usually comes with one of those shakers.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, those. We got the Knuckle jiggers back in stock after
Knuckle
like
jiggers.
a year
These
of
things
being out of
this is
stock.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of just handy.
Yeah.
You go. If you're into jiggers, we like to use easy step jiggers a little bit because they're
Yeah, they're
less
just
messy.
easy,
But
yeah.
some people are hugely into these kind of.
This is kind of cool. If you're like into speed mixing and stuff, boom.
right, it's the same thing as this.
I
but
imagine
people
you
doing
can
this.
get pretty coordinated with this if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and if you're a flair
Not
bartender,
so much.
put it in there and pour it in as it's
Get an
spinning,
ounce.
spinning everyone there. Yeah, you can do that way better than he ever will.
Yep.
All right, we're done. We're teaching you how to drink.